Hi guys, happy, what day is it? Happy Wednesday morning. I am coming to you from the LovenStamps stamp closet to talk a little bit about organization of stamps. And let's scoot up here just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so it's a LovenStamps Studio Tour, and I promised to talk to you a little bit about stamps today. And this is today's daily installment. You can go back and look at the last couple days. My camera is sinking. I feel like I should be going like this. Anyway, so what I've said before is whether your space is big or small, whether you have a dedicated crafting space where you can leave stuff out or you're pulling things out and putting them away, I hope that some of these tips will be helpful to you. So if you have a tip that really resonates with you, make sure you leave a comment so I'll know what kinds of things people are really liking. Stamps. We all love them. We love to collect them to have exactly the one we want when we want it. And then sometimes when we sit down to make a project, we aren't exactly sure where the one is that we wanted. So the idea is how to keep track of them. And one of the things that I struggled with for a long time was dies. And if I wanted the stamp set, then did it have a die set that went with it? Or would I forget where I put it? Or would it be in a bin and then I'd have to sort it out separately? So my solution to this, which I'm quite happy with, has been to start bundling them together. So for example, here is Freezin' Fun right here, and it just has a rubber band. I just finally bought a box of big rubber bands, and it has a rubber band around it, and the dies are stuck to the back. So if I have a stamp set that has a folder and a die with it, oh, okay, well, this die folder is missing right now, but I would go ahead and I would put the die or the embossing folder right with the stamp set itself. Once I have used a die set, so here is an example, ornamental envelopes. I posted a card with this set recently, and when I open the dies the first time, they actually have the packaging on the dies so that really you can't see the dies in them, you just see the labeling. So what I've started to do is take that out and I'll fold the dies so that the dies actually show on the back, so then I can really easily see what the pieces are. Because as you know, sometimes there's a flower or a cute ornament or decoration that doesn't exactly match the stamp set. It's like an accessory part. Okay, so then the question is how to find what you want when you have it. So there's lots of different systems for this. My strategy is to alphabetize my stamp sets. So mine are A to Z, and then I know I can flip in the catalog and figure out which one I want, and then go ahead and look on my shelf for exactly that set. The greetings then that generally I'm looking for, let's come back here. The greetings that I'm generally looking for are then in my catalog. So that's really where I have my list of sets that I'm looking for. So I'll open the catalog, I'll flip through and go, oh, I know I have that set, so that's the greeting that I want to find, and then I can find it alphabetically. The other thing, sometimes if I don't really want to go that direction, I actually just come over, and you want to make sure that you have this really well lit. My mom said if you don't have good lighting where you store your stamps, just keep a teeny little flashlight handy, and then you can keep that. And you'll notice I have my glasses on because without them I can't actually see. But I love, love, love the way the Stampin' Up! Stamps are listed with the greetings and the stamp images right on the side of the package. So it makes it really easy. Now, I did have a really excellent tip from Sue Van Wakeman. So hi, Sue. And I just wanted to tell you about it. So she says, good morning. Just an FYI on how I find my sentiments in a hurry. She said she makes copies of her stamp covers and her dies. And if you didn't know, it's actually really easy to get these covers out. All you have to do is open the package so that it's just a little bit inverted, and then you can take this out, stick it on your copy machine, and make a copy of the page. I was thinking about this, and it's kind of the same as what I do, Sue, except that I use the catalog. So you could copy the catalog page from the set that you're trying to add to your binder. And the nice thing about that is that you would also have a couple ideas of how to use that set. All right, but she goes on. She says she has a 3-ring binder and she has dividers for different holidays. So birthday, seasons, Christmas, nature, sympathy. And then she has a separate one with the dies and she labels each one as she goes. Hey, Missy. And then she has an inventory spreadsheet of her stamps and dies and her embossers and inks and refills. So gold stars to Sue. She should be doing these tours about organization, I think. But it is really a good idea to kind of keep a binder. I had one for a while, but I couldn't keep up with it very well. And so my solution really has been to kind of revert to my catalogs for sorting. All right. So we talked about dies and keeping them together. The next thing I wanted to talk about is keeping all the stamps in your set. So we're going to take a little jaunt here and scoot over. Excuse my mess. I've been working on some things this morning. And I'm going to scoot you down here. Okay. So here is my stamp set. So this is Freeze and Fun. And like I said, I'm going to go ahead and open this up and I'll just show you exactly how I kind of invert my packaging. So see, it comes like this. You can't see anything. So all I do is I take this card out and put it on the outside and slide it back in. And then I know what dies I have. Okay, so that's going to rubber band. So Freeze and Fun here has a lot of little pieces, including some little snowballs and whooshes and things that would be easy to possibly misplace. So what I want to do when I put my stamps away is make sure that all of my pieces are here in the case, all right? So with a Clearmount stamp, you know, they have the, let's see, here's a Clearmount set. They have the sheet right in them, so you can look and see on the printed sheet what's there. But with the rubber, I don't always keep my rubber anymore because I find it squishes the edges when I put them back in the imprint. But what I found is that if you take the outside of the stamp sheet, and it doesn't quite come off that magically, I pre-detached it. But then just think about how this is going to fit in here. It's going to go like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to invert this case a little bit, like I said earlier. Sue would have made her copy of the stamp sheet already. But I'm going to slide this into the back. So now when I put my stamps away, I would know already that this little rabbit fits here and this little penguin fits here like that. And then if I have everything put away and there's a spot missing, then I know that I need to scour my stamp area for another, a missing stamp, a stray stamp as it were. Okay, so make sure you're keeping track of your pieces. I have another tip for you tomorrow. It's about adhesives. We're going to talk about, actually this is one of the most common questions I get. It's about adhesives and how to choose which one for which project. And then of course our organizational tip is going to be keeping the adhesives at your fingertips, not on your fingers because nobody likes sticky fingers, but keeping your adhesives where you want them. So, oh good, I'm glad you guys like that tip. So, all right, I think that's it for today. Like, love, share, comment. Thank you guys for taking a little time out of your morning, and I will see you again tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Central Time, and look forward to sharing some tips about adhesives. So, happy stamping. Bye guys.